Welcome, my beautiful Virgo. Pause with me for a moment and let your breath slow. Your presence here is not random, and it is not late. You are here because something within you asked for awareness before movement, clarity before commitment. Today carries a particular weight, and you felt it before any words appeared. If this message reached you now, it is because a decision has been hovering near your thoughts, gently pressing for action. Yet the guidance surrounding you is not pushing forward. It is asking you to watch, to notice, and to listen. This is not a warning meant to create fear. It is protection offered through timing. You are being invited to step out of urgency. Even if the world around you feels fast, your inner world is asking for stillness. There is wisdom in pausing today, wisdom that aligns perfectly with your nature. You sense details others overlook. You notice the small shifts that signal when something is not fully formed yet. Take a quiet moment to ground yourself. Imagine your feet resting firmly on the earth, steady and supported. Above you, a soft light hovers, not rushing you, not demanding anything. Between earth and light, you stand balanced, observant, present. You did not arrive here by accident. You are here because this message is meant to reach you before a choice is finalized. If you have been feeling slightly hesitant, distracted, or unusually reflective, that is not indecision. That is intuition speaking gently. A small symbol accompanies this message, like a ladybug appearing briefly to remind you that even small pauses can protect what matters most. Let this moment slow you down without resistance. You are not missing out by waiting, you are aligning. As you stay with this awareness, you may already feel the subtle shift from urgency to clarity. That shift is important. It prepares you to understand why timing matters today, and why watching first will serve you far better than acting too quickly. Remain here a little longer, breathing calmly, observing without judgment. The space you create now allows hidden information to surface naturally. Nothing is being taken from you by waiting. Instead, something essential is forming quietly in the background, and once it settles, the right moment will feel unmistakable, calm, and certain, guiding you gently into what comes next. This awareness opens the doorway to deeper understanding very soon. As you stay with this pause, the importance of timing begins to reveal itself more clearly. Today is not just another day on the calendar for you. It carries a subtle energetic shift, one that asks for awareness rather than action. You may feel that something is unfinished, not wrong, just incomplete. This feeling is not meant to confuse you. It is meant to protect you. Right now, information is still moving into place. Conversations, emotions, and even your own understanding are still forming. Acting too quickly today could mean deciding without the full picture, and your intuition knows this. That is why there is a gentle sense of hesitation surrounding you. It is not resistance. It is wisdom asking for space. You are especially sensitive to timing, even when you do not consciously name it. When the moment is right, your body relaxes, your thoughts settle, and your heart feels steady. Today, that sense of ease has not fully arrived yet, and that is important to notice. Waiting is not avoidance. Waiting is alignment. There is no loss attached to pausing now. What is meant for you will not disappear because you chose patience. In fact, what is truly aligned often becomes clearer when you give it time to settle. The universe is not testing you. It is guiding you gently away from unnecessary complications. You may feel external pressure, subtle or direct, to decide quickly. This pressure does not come from your higher guidance. Your inner guidance speaks calmly, without urgency. It invites you to breathe, observe, and allow clarity to emerge naturally. If you feel foggy or mentally restless, that is another sign that timing is still adjusting. Clarity arrives when the energy settles, not when it is forced. Trust that by waiting today, you are creating space for a cleaner, more confident decision very soon. Stay grounded. Let your awareness remain soft and open. You do not need to justify your pause to anyone. You are honoring yourself by listening. As this awareness deepens, you may begin to recognize how naturally your discernment activates when something is not ready. That recognition will guide you forward, leading you into a clearer understanding of your own inner signals and why they are especially important to trust right now. As this awareness settles more deeply, your natural discernment begins to activate with greater clarity. This is where your strength truly lives, Virgo. You are not only logical, you are perceptive in ways that go beyond surface details. You sense when something is aligned and when something needs more time, even if you cannot immediately explain why. Right now, that inner radar is especially sharp. You may feel it as a subtle tightening when you consider making a decision, or as a quiet voice suggesting you gather more information. This is not anxiety. This is intelligence guided by intuition. Your mind and your inner knowing are working together, asking you to observe carefully before committing. You have always had the ability to read between the lines. You notice tone, timing, and energy. You sense when words do not match intention. Today, this ability is heightened. That is why rushing would feel unnatural to you right now. Your system is tuned to precision, and precision requires patience. You might feel slightly more analytical than usual, replaying scenarios or questioning outcomes. This is not overthinking. It is discernment, preparing you to choose wisely. There is something you are meant to notice before you move forward, and your awareness is guiding you toward it. Trust that your hesitation carries information. When something is truly ready, your body relaxes into it. The absence of that ease is meaningful. It is a signal to pause, not to doubt yourself. You are not being blocked, you are being protected. Allow yourself to honor this sensitivity without judgment. You do not need to push past it to prove confidence. True confidence listens first. The clarity you seek is already forming, just not fully visible yet. As you continue to observe, you may notice small inconsistencies or missing details revealing themselves. These insights arrive only when you give them space. By staying present and attentive, you allow truth to surface naturally. This heightened discernment is guiding you toward better timing, not away from opportunity. What you sense now is part of your alignment process. And as you continue to watch rather than act, you begin to feel how the surrounding energy itself is still shifting, signaling that the environment around your decision is not yet settled. As you continue observing without rushing, the energy surrounding your decision becomes easier to read. There is a sense that the ground beneath this choice is still shifting slightly, not unstable, but not fully settled either. This does not mean something is wrong. It simply means the environment around this decision is still adjusting, and clarity has not finished forming. You may notice moments of mental fog or mixed signals coming from outside sources. Conversations may feel slightly misaligned, or information may arrive in pieces rather than as a clear whole. This is a sign that the timing is not yet complete. Acting now could mean stepping forward without seeing the entire path. Symbolically, this moment resembles standing at a crossroads early in the morning, when the air is still cool and the landscape is partly covered in mist. You can see shapes and directions, but not enough detail to move with confidence. Waiting allows the fog to lift naturally, revealing what was hidden. A subtle sign may appear to reinforce this message. You might notice the color yellow, signaling caution and awareness, or encounter the number 3 repeated, reminding you that balance forms when you give things time to align. These signs are not meant to alarm you. They are gentle indicators to stay observant. Your role right now is not to solve or decide, but to witness. By watching how situations unfold today, you gain insight that would otherwise be missed. This is especially important for you because once you commit, you do so with depth and responsibility. Choosing wisely honors your energy. If you feel a slight pull between options, allow it. That tension is information. It tells you that more clarity is coming, but it has not fully arrived yet. There is no advantage in forcing resolution when patience will bring a clearer view. As you stay grounded and present, the unsettled feeling begins to feel less like uncertainty and more like anticipation. Something is rearranging itself, and your awareness is perfectly positioned to notice when the energy stabilizes. This watching, this waiting, naturally draws your attention inward, helping you recognize the emotional and mental signals that guide your next step. As the outer energy continues to shift, your attention is gently drawn inward. This is where the most important signals are appearing now. Your emotions and thoughts are not obstacles in this moment. They are messengers, quietly informing you of what needs to be noticed before any decision is made. You may feel a subtle restlessness, a sense that something does not fully settle when you imagine acting today. This is not fear, it is awareness. Your mind may revisit the same thought more than once, or your emotions may fluctuate slightly without a clear reason. These are not signs of confusion. They are signs that your inner system is processing incomplete information. Pay attention to how your body responds when you think about moving forward. Does your breath tighten, or does your chest feel slightly heavy? These sensations are not meant to alarm you. They are gentle cues asking you to slow down and listen more closely. When something is aligned, your body responds with ease, not tension. You may also notice moments of distraction or difficulty focusing. This is another signal that clarity is still forming. Your energy is being redirected away from action and toward observation. The universe often speaks through subtle interruptions when it wants you to pause. If doubt surfaces briefly, do not judge it. Doubt, in this context, is not mistrust in yourself. It is a protective pause, giving you time to gather what you need. You are not being asked to reject a decision, only to delay it until alignment returns. Allow your thoughts to move without forcing conclusions. Let your emotions rise and fall without attaching meaning too quickly. Everything you are feeling right now serves a purpose. Nothing is wasted. As you honor these signals, they begin to soften. You may feel a gradual return to calm, even without answers yet. This calm is important. It tells you that you are listening correctly. By respecting these inner cues today, you prevent unnecessary complications later. The clarity you are waiting for is already approaching, and as you continue to watch closely, you will start to notice external signs and patterns reflecting the same message you are receiving within. As you remain attentive to these inner signals, the outer world begins to mirror them in subtle ways. Signs and symbols may appear throughout your day, not loudly, but consistently enough to catch your attention. These are not random interruptions. They are gentle redirections, asking you to stay aware and observant rather than decisive. You might notice small delays, plans shifting slightly, or conversations that pause before reaching a conclusion. Technology may slow, schedules may change, or responses may arrive later than expected. These moments are not meant to frustrate you. They are quiet signals encouraging you to wait until everything aligns more clearly. Repeating numbers may appear, especially sequences that suggest reflection or pause. Seeing the same number more than once can feel like a nudge to slow your pace and look again. These patterns are not predictions. They are reminders that timing is still unfolding. Animals or symbols may also cross your path in gentle ways. A ladybug, for example, carries the energy of protection and right timing. If you notice one, physically or symbolically, take it as reassurance that patience today serves your well-being. These symbols are not asking you to analyze them deeply. They are simply offering calm confirmation. Pay attention to interruptions that redirect your attention unexpectedly. A canceled plan, a sudden distraction, or a brief obstacle may actually be creating space for something important to become clear. What feels like a small inconvenience now may prevent a larger complication later. The key is to notice patterns without forcing meaning. When the same theme repeats, pause and listen. Your awareness is being sharpened through observation, not action. The universe often communicates through repetition when clarity is still forming. You are not missing opportunities by waiting. What is meant for you will remain available when the timing is right. Trust that these signs are not blocking your path, but guiding you toward a clearer, more confident step forward. As you continue to observe these external cues, you may feel a growing sense of relief. Watching instead of acting lifts pressure. This space allows insight to surface naturally, preparing you to understand what unfolds when patience is chosen over urgency, and why waiting now creates strength rather than delay. As you allow yourself to wait rather than act, something subtle but important begins to shift. The pressure you may have felt to decide starts to loosen its grip, and in that space, clarity quietly forms. This is one of the hidden gifts of patience. When you do not force a decision, the decision begins to shape itself more naturally around you. You may notice a sense of relief emerging, even without answers yet. That relief is meaningful. It tells you that your nervous system recognizes safety and stillness. By waiting today, you are not creating stagnation. You are allowing the energy to reorganize in your favor. What happens when you wait is not loss, but refinement. Information you did not have access to begins to surface. Emotions settle, perspectives shift, and what once felt urgent starts to feel manageable. Often, the best choices reveal themselves only after the pressure to choose is removed. You may also notice that options begin to clarify on their own. One path may start to feel lighter, calmer, or more aligned, while another loses its pull. This is not something you need to analyze deeply. Your body and intuition recognize alignment before your mind does. If anxiety tries to rise, remind yourself that waiting is not weakness. It is wisdom. You are choosing clarity over chaos, alignment over impulse. External pressure from others may still exist, but it does not define your timing. Your inner authority matters more than outside urgency. There is also protection in delay. By not acting today, you avoid unnecessary complications, misunderstandings, or emotional strain. What is meant for you does not require rushed energy to stay available. True alignment waits for you. As the day unfolds, you may feel more grounded simply by choosing not to force resolution. This groundedness becomes a quiet anchor, allowing you to observe rather than react. In this state, insight flows more easily. Waiting today does not push your life backward. It positions you more clearly for what comes next. As patience becomes your choice, you naturally step into a stronger sense of inner authority, one that understands boundaries, timing, and self-respect, preparing you for the deeper alignment that follows. As patience becomes a conscious choice, you begin to feel a stronger sense of inner authority returning to you. This is not control over others or circumstances, but clarity about where your responsibility truly lies. You are being reminded that you do not owe immediate decisions to anyone, especially when your inner alignment has not yet confirmed the timing. Responsibility, in this moment, looks like listening to yourself without guilt. It looks like honoring your boundaries, even when others expect quick answers. Saying not yet is not avoidance. It is self-respect. You are allowed to move at a pace that feels grounded and truthful to you. You may notice that when you imagine pushing yourself to decide today, tension appears. When you imagine waiting, your body softens. This contrast is important. Your system is communicating clearly, and you are learning to trust that communication without needing external permission. There is an invitation now to recognize your inner authority as the final reference point. Advice, opinions, and expectations from others may be present, but none of them carry the same wisdom as your own alignment. When your thoughts, emotions, and intuition are not in agreement, waiting is the most powerful choice you can make. Think of your inner world as a mirror. When you rush, the mirror reflects pressure and distortion. When you pause, it reflects clarity and calm. The decisions you make from stillness shape outcomes that feel supportive rather than draining. You are also learning that boundaries are not walls. They are filters that protect your energy and ensure that what enters your life does so with respect. By choosing not to decide today, you reinforce the boundary that your energy is valuable and your timing matters. Old habits of over-explaining or justifying may try to surface. Notice them and let them pass. You do not need to convince anyone of your process. Alignment speaks quietly but firmly. As you stand in this grounded authority, a sense of calm confidence begins to replace uncertainty. This confidence does not push forward. It waits, knowing that clarity always arrives when it is fully formed. This internal stability prepares you for the final confirmation that follows. Soon, reassurance will arrive, validating that your pause was not only wise, but necessary, and that your intuition has been guiding you accurately all along. As you remain grounded in this calm authority, a quiet confirmation begins to settle within you. It arrives not as sudden certainty, but as a steady knowing that feels familiar and reassuring. Your intuition has been accurate all along. The hesitation you felt was not confusion, and the pause you chose was not a mistake. It was guidance doing its work. You may notice a small sign that feels personal to you, a repeated number, a phrase you overhear at the right moment, or a familiar symbol appearing unexpectedly. These are gentle confirmations, not demands for belief. They arrive to remind you that you are supported in choosing awareness over urgency. There is a sense now that something is completing itself internally. An old pattern of rushing to resolve, of second-guessing your instincts, begins to loosen. In its place, a quieter confidence emerges. This confidence does not rush forward. It stands steady, comfortable with waiting until clarity feels natural rather than forced. You might feel a soft shift in your body, a deeper breath, or a subtle release of tension. These sensations signal alignment returning. When alignment is present, decisions no longer feel heavy. They feel clear, even if the answer is still forming. Trust that the clarity you are waiting for is close. It does not require effort to arrive. It requires space. By choosing not to decide today, you allowed that space to exist. What unfolds next will feel more grounded, more honest, and more supportive of your long-term well-being. If any lingering doubt appears, greet it with kindness and let it pass. Doubt no longer holds authority here. Your inner guidance has proven itself through patience, not urgency. This message reached you at the exact moment it needed to. Not before, not after. Exactly when you were ready to listen without resistance. Let that be your reassurance. You did not miss anything by waiting. You protected something important. As this confirmation settles, you naturally prepare to move forward from a place of calm clarity. What comes next will not demand haste. It will invite you gently, making the final step feel obvious, steady, and right, leading you smoothly into the closing awareness that carries you forward with trust. As this message gently comes to a close, allow yourself to remain in this calm space for just a little longer. There is nothing left to figure out right now. You have already done what was needed by listening, pausing, and honoring your inner signals. That alone has shifted the energy around you in a meaningful way. Today was never about forcing a decision. It was about protecting your clarity. By choosing to watch instead of act, you created room for alignment to return naturally. You may notice that your thoughts feel quieter now, your body more relaxed, and your emotions steadier. This is the sign that you moved in harmony with yourself. Carry this gentleness with you as the day continues. You do not need to rush into the next step. The right moment will announce itself through ease, not pressure. When it arrives, you will not question it. You will feel calm, grounded, and clear. Remember that you are guided, even in stillness. Protection does not always appear as action. Sometimes it appears as a pause that saves you from unnecessary effort or confusion. Today, that pause was a gift you gave yourself. If you feel called, hold this awareness close and allow it to guide your interactions and choices in the days ahead. When you move from alignment, your path unfolds with less resistance and more trust. What is meant for you will meet you without struggle. May your mind remain clear. May your heart remain steady. May your intuition continue to guide you gently and accurately. You are supported, you are protected, and you are moving forward at exactly the right pace. This message arrived at the perfect moment and has fulfilled its purpose. Take this calm with you. Let it anchor you. What comes next will feel lighter because you chose awareness today, and that choice quietly aligned everything that follows.